Trust me, brushing yourself off ain't gonna help you look any prettier.
Yeah. Is my beard good?
Yeah. Slicked them Denzel eyebrow back though. There we go. Woo!
Ready for them.
Tell the people what we're doing today.
Am I watching you work today? Or is that not this place? Is that the other shop?
That's the other shop. When it's your stuff, I watch you work. When it's my stuff, you watch me work.
It's weird because it seems like you've already been working today and
got more done than you?
Got more done than me. It's a win-win. Honestly, it's a win-win for me.
Yeah.
Today we are, I guess, man, just chipping away at it, everything.
Yeah, check this Johnny out.
Yeah, getting the tank mounted up right now.
How many gallons is that one?
This is a 5 gallon.
Okay.
So eventually we'll do, right now I'm just gonna get the system set up on one tank and compressor. Then I'm gonna mirror this on the other side so we'll have 10 gallons and 2 compressors.
Yeah, decided to put it back here just because it'd be the furthest away from the cab that we could possibly get it. And the compressor's gonna sit in that little hidey hole right there.
Right there.
Little Johnny.
Yeah.
And like you said, eventually it'll get the same thing over here when he quits being cheap. Because he thinks he's gonna run 1/2-inch airlines off of one compressor.
Hey, I did just have to spend $400 more on this thing.
Oh, is that a parts chain issue?
May or have not been my fault, but that's okay.
That's fine. Well, now you have a reason to buy another truck because you have extra spindles.
You see, I don't read so good. The other thing Tim knocked out today, which I don't know how he does stuff so quickly, but it took him all about 20 minutes to make this cool drive shaft loop. You can kind of see the angle at which the drive shaft is when it's this low is not going to work with the factory cross member.
Yeah, so what we did is we just measured on the bed that we got, you know, from there to there, 3 inches. So we just made a 3-inch, when I say 3 inches, from the top of this cross member to the bottom of the bed floor is 3 inches. So I made this hoop like 2 7/8 high. And yeah, it's got plenty of clearance. Like with this thing aired all the way out, it's got still probably an inch of clearance or so.
Yeah, at least, yeah, it's good.
So yeah, just took the stock thing, cut out the middle, boxed it in, rounded the corners, so you know it looked like we kind of know what we're doing. Put one of the little prefab, Summit Racing hoop?
Yeah, $15 little 1-inch Summit Racing drive shaft loop.
Yeah, so got that done. And let me show you what I'm working on outside. So as you can see here, right here, we're making plenty of room for activities. Plenty of room. Let me show you why. Don't mind my new koozie. We're going to get to that at the end of the video. So yeah, we're going full length here. So it'll be cut here, here, and all that's going to go away. What we're going to do is we're going to take the existing bed floor, once that's cut, and also after we run all the exhaust and airlines and get all our clearances and make sure we're real happy, wheel tub heights and everything, we'll come back in here and we'll use this bed floor to build a ribbed bed floor notch or doghouse, if you will. So all that'll be nice and ribbed. You know, it'll be a ton of welding, but it's going to be a nice little graduate. It's almost going to, if you look over there, it's almost going to be the exact same profile as the wheel tubs. So it'll have the wheel tubs and then the bed floor go all the way up and kind of follow them. Because one day he's going to have a really cool chopper and the less aggressive angle will make it much easier to drive it over and high center itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I'm going to hack that guy out. And then follow me underneath here. Obviously, you know, all that goes away. But that front cross member right there is exactly where our little drive shaft hoop is. So I'll have to do a little notcherooski in there, but it's no big deal. So I'm gonna get to cutting this out and do a nice little temporary weight reduction.
right, so this part unfortunately wasn't all on video. I kind of got ahead of us. We kind of had a goal today. We wanted to finish getting to a certain point. So I wanted to just get this stuff bolted on, see if there's any problems with anything. So what you're looking at here,
We're going to get it finished today.
We're going to get it finished
We're going to get it finished today.
So CPP lowers, bag specific CPP lowers. This is Michigan Metalworks. That's just their upper arms. Pretty simple, like off the shelf stuff. Nothing crazy custom. That's a Michigan Metalworks upper plate as well. Right now what we're doing is so everything's test fit, everything is good. I got my spindle ready to go on. I'm gonna drop this down. I'm gonna drill a hole in the top of this spring pocket so that the airline can basically pass through here. So that's what we're working on right now. Once the airline gets passed through here, we can get the spindle all on, put the wheel on, etc., check for all our clearances, and go through all the suspension travel and such. So, looking good.
All right, so when Andrew said he's going to drill, it really meant I'm going to do the drilling. Start off with the pilot bit, and what we did is we put it up into place here so we could see where the port for the bag is. Obviously taped it off to make sure it didn't get any debris in there. Port for the bag here, and we just kind of gave it the old eagle eye, lined it up this way, lined it up that way, started a hole, and now we're going to use the Hogzilla, the
all-in-one.
The all-in-one.
One for all.
Harbor Freight. Just make sure as you go, plenty of looby dooby. You know, gotta keep it moist.
Some fresh bits also.
Yeah, we don't get those around here. All right, here we go. We got everything kind of in place, mocked up, if you will. Like you said, doing Michigan Metalworks uppers, CPP lowers. I think these are Michigan Metalworks here. All right, and these are what, Slam Specialties bags?
Yeah, Slam Specialties SS7s.
SS7 bags here. So he's off the top of the bag. I have a 90-degree fitting going towards the center. And just for now, we're going to tee it out the front just to make sure everything works. And also, we don't really have time to do the whole air system right now.
Tell them why, Tim. Tell them why we put the 90s back on and didn't go through the top.
Because our parts guy, our parts specialist, if you will, ordered the wrong fittings. Not to mention, he ordered the wrong spindles earlier. Luckily, our wonderful editor slash camera lady slash director when picked up the correct ones at Summit. So we got that handled, and that brings us to these Beltec 3-inch drop Johnnies. Love me some Beltec, comes pre-painted. These guys and McGahees, or however you say, McGowies. The other ones that start from the M, they're the only ones that come painted to my knowledge, and I like that because it's one less thing I have to do. These are the heavy duty brakes. These are going to be 1 1/4 inch thick rotors versus your light duty or standard duty brakes. It's going to be 1 inch thick. Now, with the difference in the rotor, you're also going to get a difference in your bearings and your wheel seals, all of which he ordered incorrectly.
No comment.
So, chose to put it together as assembly just to kill some time while, trying to double team this guy. Like I said, this is all no cotter pins. We're not going to do any kind of final tightening. It's just going to be kind of snugged up and together so that we can roll it outside and see what it looks like just all together. Make sure there's no interference.
Well, I was going to say, that's the cool part, is laying it out is going to be the cool part, but we actually do have to test fit everything and make sure it's all going to work, because it's all from different companies.
And one guy ordered everything, and he doesn't have a great track record.
Yeah. I'm like 2 for 15 right now, so I mean, like, there could be some improvements made.
Because when I mess an order up, I don't hear the end of it. So by goodness, he's not going to hear the end of it either.
Fair point.
Yeah, just straightforward. I mean, this is obviously just pack the bearings, red and tacky grease, the only thing we use around here.
With my fancy packer too, I didn't even have to do it by hand.
Yeah.
Didn't even barely get my fingers dirty.
Yeah, well, that's because you wear gloves for everything in life.
I like to stay clean.
But work on old junky cars.
Yeah, I really should get into newer stuff, I think. I don't know. That airline is teed.
My jack over here, ready? Mm-hmm. There we go. All new tie rods, Moog pieces. for everything. Breathable, lifetime warranty, I think.
Maybe at the parts store, but you know, Rock Auto, it's just worth the $8 to reorder it again if you need one.
Whoa. Now we in a recession. I ain't gonna just reorder Moog stuff.
There's a lot of reordering going around.
Yeah.
I feel like right now we're on one of those.
Come on, what am I doing? That goes in the top. Don't be a goober.
I was like, I feel like we're on one of those like 7-day shows right now with how I feel like I'm rushing.
Right.
Like
we're trying to beat the light.
I'm under pressure to like halfway not finish my own truck. So
there we go. It's only got about 10 degrees to tow out, so that'll be really easy to push in and out.
the one thing we're not doing right now is holding the hood kink down, for sure.
No, definitely not round headlight, square body problems.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's together.
I tell you what, if this doesn't get you fired up,
Dude,
you're doing it wrong.
I'm so excited right now. I can't believe. I'm just looking at this going, how do we get it even lower? Like, I want it to be, I feel like I need it to be underground to be happy, but honestly, I'm so fired up right now.
Yeah.
It is so cool.
So here we are now. This is a big tire. What size is this one?
255 40 20.
Yeah, this is a big tire, right? This isn't the final size. These were just for testing.
We were really hoping because I was getting them for the price of on the house.
Yeah, so anyway, so today, you know, the video's going to be everywhere. I didn't do the best job filming, my fault, but we got a lot of great progress done. Everything on the front end together, all the suspension components mocked up and everything in place. Had to trim a little bit of the inner fender to get it where we're at. Still got a bunch of camber. We're going to work on that when we can do the alignment stuff. And what, maybe a 1-inch smaller tire?
Probably about a 1-inch, yeah. It seems like as nice as this would have been, it's going to cause more problems than I need. I kind of want to drive it this low, at least in the front, close to this low. Maybe a little bit aired up, but I'm definitely a drive low, park lower type of person.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, right now, what's our limiting factor now? The tires?
Not in the front. I mean, the tires aren't hitting anything up front. So, I mean, really,
As far as like the
overall height,
yeah.
well, it's on the control arm right now.
Yeah, I think it's touching the control. We'll show you the other side. We only have 2 of these 20s mounted up. We did put some 15s on the other side, and it is hammered.
Yeah. Almost makes you want to get a different set of tires and wheels. Yeah.
15 by 8s.
Hey.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty sweet. I mean, we had to just go ahead and set the bed on and set the topper on. Don't pay attention that it's offset here. We haven't trimmed the inner bed yet. We just want to get the look. We just want to get the feel for it. And
if you can believe it, it's going to go down another like 2 inches back here. Right now, the inner bed stake is sitting on top of my 20-inch tire. So,
which is wild.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
That's long bed problems.
I'm saying. But yeah, it's an easy trim. Trim up the inner and the back a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, we make our way around. You can kind of get an idea of what we're talking about back here. All right, so you can see how low it is, obviously. And then it's still sitting on the stake pocket. So trim that stake pocket, and it'll come on down to sitting on the notch, and it'll be money. Obviously, the wheel well is going to have to go up 2, 3, 4 inches.
Or if I do go to a smaller tire in the back, I wouldn't have to. So that's a decision to make.
That's true.
But I do have 2 of these tires.
You just go burn these off.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, my straight 6 will burn these off for sure.
Right. But if you look on this side over here, on the 15-inch wheel side,
Dude.
now this is low.
Oh yeah, that's just right. Is what you meant to say, right?
Just right. You see how much lower this side is. It's just because the overall diameter side.
Remember, this is still not as low as this side would be.
Right.
This side is still 1.5 inches or 2 above the notch hitting. So
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna have to at least get some caps for these and like beat around on these some too.
Yeah, but you can also tell right here too. Don't pay attention to all that toe in. Once again, that's an alignment issue.
It's my 4th drift car.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, but I mean, for what's a pretty economical suspension setup.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is everything on the front is all 100% bolt on.
Right.
Drilling, bolt on.
And it's nothing exotic. It's no Porterbuilt stuff. It's no crazy cross member.
100, 300 plus a bag. It's $800 per side, basically. So 500, 300 between the bag and the upper. Yeah, $800 a side.
So $1,600 for the front. The rear was what, about
$1,200 plus bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for $3,000.
Yeah.
$3,000 is pretty low.
Yeah.
That's no management, no airlines.
Right.
Obviously, you can go so many different directions on that stuff. But
yeah, I've been getting a lot of kickback on my choice too, especially at the Grand National Roadster Show. I'm going all manual paddle valves, and everyone I talked to was like, "You're not going to want to stay with that. You're going to want to get a manifold." I was like, "Yeah, well." Hey, we're gonna do it old school one time and see how it is.
So what's today's date?
It is the 19th, right?
19th of February. There's a show March
20th, right?
20 something.
Yeah, 30 days basically I have.
Yeah, it's a month to get this going and drive it to Cleveland, about an hour and a half from here.
Now, if you work my schedule here at the house, that's going to be a thrash for me.
Right. And that's where we get to our next point, like I mentioned earlier. You notice our new koozies for the YouTube. All right. We'll make a deal. We're bringing about 24 of these to the show, C10 show. If you see us, if you watch this video, and if you waited this long, you get a free koozie. You see us at the show?
Give me my koozie.
Yeah. A little something fun, because see how many people actually stick around and how many local folks there actually are.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, a little something spice it up.
That'd be cool. Yeah. All right, well. Thanks for your help, guys. Director, Fabman Tim.
Yeah, hey, don't forget, like, subscribe, share it, tell your mama-in-law, tell everybody about it. Right here having some fun, building some pretty cool stuff.
And you're definitely going to see this thing dragging down the street in the future on this channel, so come on back.
Within 30 days.
30 days. Is it hot? No? All right. Well,
yeah. All right, cool.
That's a night.
That's a night. Now we got to figure out how to push this back in the shop.
Nah. Be all right.
Be all right.
That's a good Sunday. Later.
See ya.